How would you describe the defense's confidence here in the last? What you guys been able to do the last 3 games?
I think it's getting better week in and week out by the good things we've been doing as a unit. We still have a lot of things to clean up, a lot of things to kind of get better in, but I think we're going in the right direction to be the defense that we want to be. We got a long way to go, but everybody's up for the task to achieve the goal that we want to achieve. So
Specifically, the run defense success, what would you credit that to?
just everybody executing. The coaches calling the plays and the players on the field executing, and everybody just doing their job to the best of their ability. So.
You obviously had experience with Coach Whitecotton coming into this. Was there a moment when you first got here where you're like, oh, okay, that's something Coach Whitecotton used to teach me and is teaching me again here?
Every single thing he kind of say, he's never going to change the person he is, from the passion to the coaching style to the standard that he has. So every time he says a word, I've been with him like 5 years now, so it's all the same to me. So
Is there any example of that sticks out where it's like, oh, that's a Whitecotton thing?
just everything he do, like I've been with him 5 years, so it's like everything he do is kind of the same. So he's super consistent at that. So
I know it's a small sample size since you've been here, but in your time around Coach Schottenheimer, is there anything that you would say like stands out to you about him?
I think his passion every single day, his positivity every single day, his accountability and his consistency every single day on the fine details, the fundamentals, the small things that help guys win games and also essentially help teams lose games also. That's very, very important that he harp on every single day. So the consistency that comes from him, from the passion to the message to the conversations that he have with the unit, man, is unbelievable. So.
Is anything about him at all, there any similarities with Coach Saban, or are they just completely different people?
I haven't been around him too long. It's like, 3 weeks now? So I have to just be around him more and just listen to him more and just do the things I need to do to kind of feed and to learn from him. And I can have that probably like next year.
What are the challenges?
Huh?
Were you sweating out that Iron Bowl yesterday?
Not really. Now, when I'm at home, I try to stay away from football so I can just chill. So I seen they pulled it out, so roll tide. So
When they made the trade, what was the biggest adjustment you had to make? Was it just getting your family down here? Was it just what was the biggest thing you had to take care of?
Nothing really. I got an amazing wife, so she knocked it out the park with everything, man. So shout out to her. And then I came in. Like I said, I feel like I have a great IQ when it comes down to the football, and being a blessing that I was with White Cotton for so long, and his standard and the way he teaches and stuff was very easy. And man, being around a great group of guys, man, the great defensive line room that we have, the character that they have, the goofiness that they have, the camaraderie that they have, also it has been unbelievable. So it's been a smooth ride for me, and it's definitely a blessing for that because I know some people can have kind of bumpy rides and things like that, but I had a blessed ride. So
So when you told her, hey babe, we're going to Texas, what was the reaction?
She's super organized and already and super together. So she was just like got her little notebook and planned out everything and got the flights and did everything. And I was just like, okay, let me grab my toothbrush and stuff. So yeah, but she knocked it out the park, and she definitely made it super easy for me. And then the organization was phenomenal and unbelievable. So it was definitely a smooth transition.
What are the biggest challenges that the Lions present offensively?
I think they all offensive general, man. They have a dominant offensive line. They have a dominant run game, and they got one of the best running backs of all time to me because he came from Bama also. So, man, going against an explosive guy like the two that they have, and especially Jameer, is definitely a great challenge. So,
You've already said it once that one man can't do it all, but the evidence is pretty overwhelming of the difference for this defense since you got here. What do you think has been the biggest difference?
I think everybody just executed, man, to the best of their ability. I wasn't here before. I don't really know what was going on before I got here, but since I've been here, man, everybody just been firing on all cylinders when it come down to doing their job the best of their ability and feeding off each other, learning from each other, pushing each other, holding each other accountable. And it's been unbelievable to be a part of. And all I say, man, nobody can, like I say, man, change one thing. One person can't change the thing, man. One person can't affect the game and for win and losses. It's a team effort. It's a unit effort, especially on defense. We all lose together. We all win together. So it's just been unbelievable to work with those guys in the defensive room and to get better every single day. So.
And the numbers show that your production's maybe been a little better than it was this season with the Jets. Do you agree with that? And
I 100% agree with that. 100% agree. Just because, man, I just think I'm in the best position when it come down to winning one-on-ones, and then I got guys around me here that like Kenny Clark and Osa who's take advantage of their one-on-ones and definitely win those. And just the unit itself, man, is just firing on all cylinders and balling. So it helped me just kind of go out there and do my job the best of my ability. So
How much would you credit that to playing more of an attack style here?
I credit it all just being in a great group of room with a great group of guys, and it's just phenomenal being around Kenny Clark and Osa and White Cotton especially because he kind of helped me out become who I am now. And then you got Easy, a rookie who's playing phenomenal, and then Jadavion Clowney who's playing phenomenal. So having a unit like that, man, everybody's going to succeed because everybody working their tail off to be the best. So.
Can you think back to early in your time with White Cotton in New York, where was there one thing that was said or one thing that was done to your game that kind of helped flip the light switch on, or you really saw improvements after a certain thing that he taught you?
I think everything, man. I was a 3-4 guy. I was a read type guy who came from Bama. It was all read. When I first got in the league up on the Gates and Greg Williams, all of them was all read front 3-4. So when White Cotton came in and Coach Solomon came, it was all attack 4-3. So I kind of unleashed all my athletic ability and just helped me out through my game and essentially the reason I'm who I am today. So.
Does this room remind you a little bit of being back at Alabama where you have a lot of that kind of talent that feeds off each other?
Oh, it definitely does. It definitely does, man. You got so many guys who do so many great things, and then a lot of guys who do things differently, man. A lot of guys who got superpowers who go out there and put it on Front Street. So it's definitely a great room, a great talented room at that, and it's super fun to be a part of. So.
What's it been like for you since Marshon died? You were supposed to share a defensive line room with him, and you never really got a chance to be around him when that happened. What's it been like for you to just kind of deal with that and process those emotions?
I haven't really had a chance to kind of process those emotions. I always try to be a helping hand, especially the guys who've been around him the most and the guys who had a friendship with him the most and really lost a brother the most. And just be that person who somebody need to talk to, somebody need to lean on, and somebody need to kind of be a helping hand to help them emotionally. It taught me a lot, man. It taught me a lot just being around a group of guys that you can love your teammates, man. You can do the things that takes to win the Super Bowl. You have to love your teammates. You have to have camaraderie. You have to have that off the field chemistry, and that's what they had with him. So it's a unbelievable opportunity to be a part of a group of guys who truly love each other, and to be a part of a group of guys who helped me learn how to love one another also. So.
Is this the first time in your career you've been in a playoff chase? I mean, you're not in the playoffs as of the moment, but you have a chance. Is this the best chance you've ever had?
Yeah, it is.
How does it feel?
I kind of really don't even think about it. I kind of really just try to get better every single day. It's a goal I have for this defense, and we have for ourselves, is to be one of the best defenses in the league, and just stacking to that goal every single day and do the things that we can do every single day to get to that goal is kind of the main thing on my mind. And the things I can do to help this defense become the number one defense in the league is kind of the main thing on my mind. So.
When you win 3 in a row, though, is there increased belief? Is there increased energy day to day? Is there a different feeling? Even if you're not looking too far ahead?
For me personally, it just gives you confidence, especially when you beat good teams and great teams who've been in the playoffs many times and organizations who've been to Super Bowls and things like that. It definitely gives you confidence. But like I said, man, you just got to go back to the root on how you win those games and the things how you achieve those goals, and that's called all the small things, the fundamentals, and the little things, essentially get you to win those games. So.
Yeah, I mean, it felt good to be in this position this late in the season. We feel like we got a chance right there, so we just got to keep executing, keep playing, and just let everything work out.
Given what's happened to the Eagles and the way you guys are playing, do you start thinking about maybe winning the division?
Yeah, that's always our goal and always at the top of our mind. But, I mean, we don't really pay attention too much to other teams. We just go out and try to handle our business.
How do you convince yourself that Sunday is Wednesday?
Yeah, I'm still kind of confused. I just walked in and seen the games on. I thought it was old, but, yeah, we've been on like a weird schedule for the last 2 weeks. So hopefully after this game it'll go back to normal.
Is it nice to at least have a 7-day week now after you had the back-to-back short weeks?
Yeah, definitely for our bodies. Try to get us a little bit of extra time to recover and things like that. But I mean, yeah, the process stayed the same. Just getting your routine and get to Thursday.
Is it exciting to get ready for games that are meaningful and, you're back in the playoff race again, legitimately?
Yeah, I say give you like a little bit more confidence, a little extra boost. To know that you're going out there and actually playing for something, and that your season not over. So I mean, we still got a lot to play for, a lot of games, a lot of football left. So we just got to stick to the script.
What have you seen from Detroit?
D-line is stout. I feel like they run to the ball well. I mean, but like I always say, it's all about us. We just got to make sure we execute and do what we got to do, no matter who we playing against.
Shotty said he's seen an offensive line identity come about the last month or so. How would you describe your O-line's identity?
Yeah, I feel like it's just the chemistry. I feel like the more games we get under our belt, everybody's starting to learn each other, communicate better, know how to talk to each other and things like that. And I mean, it's good for us because when the game get hard, those are the guys in the huddle that's talking the most, the O-linemen. So, I mean, I like where they at right now.
Go ahead.
This time of year, obviously, you'll feel some bangs and bruises, and you picked up a lot of carries over the course of the last 3 weeks. But how are you feeling right now? Still pretty fresh considering the year.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, where we at in the season, I feel pretty fresh. I mean, I be sore every now and then, but I probably feel the best like right before the games on Sunday.
In terms of playing complementary football and being at your best on both sides of the ball, do you feel like you guys are, moving in the right direction in that regard?
Yeah, I definitely feel like the defense stepped up. They've been playing well over the winning streak. So hopefully they can keep that going, and hopefully we can keep scoring points.
I know you mentioned the acupuncture earlier in the year.
Mm-hmm.
What has been the routine to keep you feeling fresh for Sundays?
Yeah, I usually do it like Fridays, so like 2 days before the game. Just get that, and I'll probably be sore for like a day, and then right before the game, that's like I said, that's when I start feeling my best.
What does it do for you?
It really just get like tightness and soreness out, help with flexibility, things like that. Mm-hmm.
Where'd you pick that up?
You
Where'd you
said
pick
where?
that up?
Oh, CD introduced it to me. Yep.
During this winning streak, have you done anything that you're kind of superstitious about, or you're repeating something every week that you don't want to break?
Besides like my treatment, nah, I don't really get too caught up in the stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, it feel good to be on this side of the winning streak and of a streak and actually have a chance in the playoffs. Because I feel like if we get in the playoffs, this team could be dangerous.
1,000 yards going to mean a lot for you? Is 1,000 yards going to mean a lot for you?
Yeah, it's going to be a nice accomplishment just to do it in the NFL. Something that I always dreamed of. So hopefully we can go out there and I can get it next game.
That was my next question. Was how much do you pay attention to how many yards you have, and then just coming back, from Denver saying they wanted to let you go, and you come here, and what your expectations were, and what you've been able to do so far?
Yeah, I don't really pay too much attention to it, but it's like certain people that around the building that keep me up to date on it and just let me know like how many yards I got in the game and on the season and like what records and things that I'm coming up on. So I don't really feed into it too much. I just like to win.
You pride yourself on your pass protection?
Not too much. I mean, people say I'm good at it, but I just be doing my job. Like I just be trying to protect the quarterback, protect Dak, make sure I ain't getting yelled at.
Yeah, you have the ability to kind of see.
Have you been yelled at before for?
That's what come with it.
Yeah, how do you go about identifying? I mean, you have the ability to kind of see all over the line, and I guess how is that process of identifying and recognizing blitz pickup?
Yeah, I think it come with experience too. Just seeing, I mean, it ain't but so many blitzes they can run, so just seeing them a bunch of times, getting reps and things like that, practicing throughout the week, the meetings that we have, and it really all start with the communication because once the O-line tell me who they going to, I pretty much know I got everybody else.
Does Dak give you attaboys when you get the guy and he's able to throw a touchdown pass as a result?
Nah, he don't come up to me and say it, but I know deep down he appreciate it.
Non-verbal.
Yeah.
On the span forward touchdown, I think the ball was actually supposed to go to you.
Oh, you talking about Eagles game?
Ago.
Eagles.
Have you seen the replay of that?
Yeah, I seen it.
You just fall to your knees. Like,
yeah, nah, cause I thought he was gonna let me slip behind him, but when I tried to go behind, he went backwards too, so we kind of like ran into each other, and I guess we just both fell.
You all right after that?
Yeah,
one?
I'm pretty good.
Okay.
He wants to know if you had a concussion.
Nah, I ain't.
No, I didn't want to know that. Thanks for thinking.
Three straight wins right now. How are you guys feeling, and then what's the outlook going into it?
Definitely a great feeling, but we got another really good team, so the process stays the same, and we're just trying to get this next win.
What do you think's been the key the last 3 games for you guys defensively?
I feel like we've been executing at a much higher level. Definitely feel like up front we've been playing some of our best ball, and being the D-line that we want to be, I feel like has been very helpful.
How much is Quinnen's back, Overshown's back, I think Malik?
Yeah, we got a lot of, all the cavalry has come back, and that's extremely helpful, you know what I mean, in terms of shoring up the defense back in and just being able to play as a unit.
Has Zebrafish changed anything about, or been able to do more things because of the different pieces that are playing now that maybe weren't available earlier?
I feel like definitely, from what I've seen, it's about the same in terms of our calls, just more of that 5-down stuff that we've been running.
It's key to stop the run every week, right? But you have those two backs. Does it help that you've gone against them the last couple of years?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely one of those. This is one of those games where you just got to play your fundamentals. They do a lot of different stuff out of the same looks. You know, it's one of those where I write a lot of notes and I just don't have a ton of good information to use. I'm just gonna go ahead and look at the guy in front of me and just play my keys true.
So there's similar offense to what Ben Johnson had last year. They're still kind of doing the same sort of thing?
Yeah, I would compare it like to Niners, you know what I mean? Like in terms of that.
The shifts, motions.
Yeah, a lot of window dressing, a lot of, like I said, the same stuff a lot of different stuff out of the same looks.
I didn't see the whole podcast between you and Shannon and Ocho. When you talked about that, defending Dak, did they bring that up, or you just kind of brought that up on your own?
No, they brought it up. So that was just something. They just asked me about him, and that's just how I feel. Like that's how I felt. Dak has had my respect for as long as I've been here. Just coming in as a rookie, that's someone that I've noticed just the work ethic and the consistency since I've been here for the last 5 years. And as someone that comes in and doesn't know anything, hasn't contributed to the team yet, I'm looking at Dak, who's been here for a while, who's been helping the team and contributing. He's like the face of the program, and he's first one in, last one out. You know what I mean? So as a rookie, I just come in like, man, I got no excuse. I got to go, you know?
You were talking about the shifts and the motions with Detroit's offense. With the offense that Dallas has and Marshon runs, when you see it in practice, does that make it easier when you play a team that not necessarily is the same, but has similar aspects of it that they use a lot?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's just fundamentals week. I'd say it's not that way every week, but some weeks you have a little bit more to go off of in terms of like tendencies and stuff like that. I'd say this week is big fundamentals week because you don't really know.
Does last year's game against these guys stick with you all at all?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like we didn't do a good job last year of stopping the run, which is honestly this. Like when you don't stop the run, it's a hard day on defense. It's going to be a long one. So I think just coming in with the mentality that stopping the run first is going to be the best way for us to have the type of game that we want to have on defense and getting it done.
The sample size with Quinnen is getting a little bit bigger. Are there tangible benefits that you can share with us for you that don't give away secrets? If you guys have been together a few games.
Honestly, it's just great to have a dog out there, you know what I mean? Like, it just elevates the whole defense.
Where do you think Ryan Schottenheimer helps you guys the most? Like, where do you think he makes the biggest impact as that coach of this team?
I mean, he's doing a good job of taking care of our bodies at a time like this. You know what I mean? In terms of being smart with the workload. He cares a ton about the team and everybody in the locker room, and he's doing a great job of making sure that we know that and making sure that the team is connected, making sure that we're leaning into our strength, which is our connection and our brotherhood, bringing in families and making sure our loved ones are a part of it as well.
First and foremost, we know they have some, couple monsters back there in the backfield, so we know that, we got to stop the run this week. And that's kind of how they, they center their offense off of the run game, so we know that will be very important for us to succeed this week.
How fun has it been for you to have Quentin over there and just start to be able to, just one-on-one?
Yeah, it's been really fun, and that's the stuff that we talk about because he's my locker mate. So we definitely talk about it all the time about how he might get the slide or how we could run certain games, whatever the case may be. But it's great to have 3 defensive tackles in there that they're monsters in there. So it takes a little bit of pressure off the outside and on the edge for sure.
Has it been that big of a difference in 3 games for you?
Yeah, it has. And I think collectively as a defense that we've seen the difference, especially, how we've been able to stop the run as opposed to a little bit earlier on in the season.
sometimes rookies hit a wall at this point because you played more games than used to? You don't seem to be doing that. What's kind of helped you either get through it or get over, or not see it at all?
I would just say me wanting to finish the year out strong and just be, succeed and compete. And I look forward to every single game because it's another opportunity for me to go out there and showcase what I can do and to try to help and impact this team in a positive way.
What stands out to you about Coach Schottenheimer and the way he coaches, and is there anything that's changed about him during this winning streak?
I wouldn't say anything changed about him because he always says, the process is the process, and it stays the process. But Coach Schotty, he's the type of coach that, he's a family environment kind of coach. That's what he brings to the table. At the same time, he's never afraid to, tell you what it is in a straightforward manner. And I think that shows because we talk about it in the team meeting room. It doesn't matter who's talking about us now, just because we had a couple good games. We had to stay true to who we are, and I think that's what he does. It's a good mix of like a fire and ice and love, and that's what he brings to it.
He seems always really upbeat. How often do you see him maybe angry or really get into you guys?
When he needs to, he will. That's pretty much it. But yeah, he's an upbeat kind of coach. He's walking around always with a lot of energy, and that's what we need, especially for our leader.
Were you shocked to see him in your defense start coming to your defensive meetings when times were not good?
No, I wasn't shocked. He's a head coach, so that's what head coaches have to do. You can't just stay in the offensive room all the time. So definitely wasn't shocked. No.
What's the energy like, and how you guys have had some success, beating some good teams, and put yourselves back in the playoff chase?
I guess the confidence is definitely growing on both sides of the ball and for this team, and I think that's very important. But we knew who we are, and we just had to stay true to who we are as a team to be successful. So we've been executing a little bit better and just putting games together.
Biggest effect Quinnen's had since he got here?
Say it one more time.
What's the biggest effect, from your point of view, that Quinnen's had since he got here?
I think it's obvious. He definitely commands a lot of attention in the middle, and having the three guys, like I said, with Osa, Casey, and Quinnen inside it definitely helps us stop the run, and obviously we've been doing that, and then make a pass rush too. So it's really good.
Has your defense identity changed since he's gotten here?
No, the identity hasn't changed. I would say we've executed more. We always wanted to play with violence, effort, and passion. That's been our mantra and our motto in the defensive line room, and I think he just adds to that.
When did you find out that he would be your locker mate?
When I saw his number right there. Yeah, that's it.
Has that been good?
Yeah, it's been good.
Playing on Thursdays for you? You're putting 2 Mondays, now you got 2 Thursdays.
I just say, man, like, I don't care what day it is. It can be Tuesday, I'll be ready to play, If they paying me to do it, I'm ready to do it with each day. So I just say, man, everybody just got to come up here and just, either Thursday, Sunday, everybody going to come up here and be ready. So I got faith in my guys to be ready on Thursday.
What's the mood right now after 3 straight wins?
Excitement, everybody say, it's always good to win, but we got to stay true to it. We can't get ahead of ourselves. We just got to stay on this low train that we've been on these last 3 games, and I feel like we'll be all right.
How's your recovery coming after this game? It seemed like you were in a tent and then you walked off the field a little gingerly after that last game.
I'm good, man. I'm banged up a little bit, but it's same day they got to take me out the whole game for me to not play. So, like I said, man, I'm feeling good. Hopefully everything will be good by Thursday.
You haven't taken one to the house yet. Take me through balls in the air, headed to you on the kickoff. What do you feel like? What do you see?
I just say, man, my guys fighting out there, but at the same time, man, we got to make it easy for those guys to block those guys out there. Cause they doing a lot of knives and twists and stuff like that. And guys having bad eyes and stuff like that. I just say, well, we just got to keep repping and make sure those guys comfortable. Finding ways to block.